What's going on, good people? It is a good Sunday here towards the end of May 24th, and you're watching Esports Extra Live here, the only live call-in sports show on Twitch, or you're live here on twitch.tv/compete forever. Also on Mixer, mixer.com/compete forever, on YouTube, youtube.com/compete forever, and also Facebook gaming, facebook.com/gaming/compete forever. All four of those platforms. Larry Ridley here from SN1 TV, NBC Sports, Madden, NFL, a little NBA 2K League as well. Big show for you today on this beautiful Sunday. The weather is fine. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. Got a big show. We got some TV news we're going to talk about, a new deal with Compete Forever. Also, the NBA talking about going down to the Mouse House, Disney World. We'll get into that. NBA Disney talk. LeBron James, Paul Pierce. What's beef? Beef is when you roll no less than 50 deep. We'll talk about that and see what the beef is between LeBron and Paul Pierce. I was there for some of it in the Celtic days from 2000. I was there 2006 to 2012, so I got to see that up close and personal. My good buddy, the Mad Backer, can't wait. Bart Scott, scheduled to join us live here in about 15 minutes. We'll talk some NFL. Tom Brady got this new docu-series coming out as well. Jamal Adams, not happy, man. What will the Jets do? Should they keep him? Should they trade him? He's an all-pro or Pro Bowl caliber safety, one of the best in the league. Joe Flacco has a new team. He's coming here to play in Gotham with the Jets. How about the Steelers? Got a new proposal, new ideas out there for their ticket holders. We'll get into that at Heinz Field. Also, the SEC. I've been telling y'all for the longest. I'm from down south. I'm a Southern gentleman. The SEC, they don't play. We're going to talk about why. They just proved it coming up here in a bit as well. The NHL, they got this new playoff format. We'll get into that and when the NHL and the old ice capades will start in the National Hockey League. The stadium is you can rent a stadium basically, folks. You can go to Airbnb right now, literally right now, and rent out an entire baseball stadium. We'll talk about where that's located. Tyler T. Davis, Madden Pro, one of the better commentators for Madden NFL. He'll join us live. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that Madden celebrity football that they have, the Madden event that they had for some of the NFL greats and some of the past NFL players this past Friday night and coming up this coming Friday as well. And we'll talk about his commentating career, where it all started. Hint, hint, right here. Right here.
Ah,
That's where it started.
beep beep.
NBA 2K League, we'll get the update from OG. We ain't going to leave nothing out. We got to hear about all of it, OG. And the C4 Madden update, we'll get a couple of the top players to call in. So let's go ahead and bring in the crew. All three of us right now. And of course, that'll be the broski to the side of me right here. He is Ivan Curtis, NBA 2K League, Brooklyn Nets gaming crew. Head GM.
Brooklyn,
Where Brooklyn at? Where
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn at? Yeah, we know where they at right now. They're gonna play this week. Yeah, baby.
Woo! Getting back
Hey,
into the swing.
finally.
And then on the other side, yes, two time. Not 2K.
We in here. We in here. We
You
in
can
here.
find her
I
down
see
in the
you.
hey.
I see you, Coach K.
Hey, Nay.
Not Shanae, but Nay. Right?
You better know it.
What up, Miss Snook and Diddy? Big shout out those.
Oh, they
country roads.
watching. You
What
know
you
they're
talking about?
watching. Woo-wee.
People right there, man. I'm an
Yeah.
honorary member of the Montgomery family. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome anytime. Welcome to the cookout anytime. You too,
I gotta go
OG,
through
Coach
West
K.
Virginia now.
Hey, I'm there.
I'm going through West Virginia actually today or tomorrow when I go pick up my kids in Nashville.
Oh, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
that's the nice part of the ride. It's scenic, the
It's quick.
mountains.
Well, no, it's quick. You're in like you go through Maryland in like 20 minutes. You go through West Virginia in like 20, 30 minutes. It's that little skinny
Oh.
part of West Virginia that I go through on. I think it's Highway Interstate 81, I believe.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not taking those country roads just yet. Now, if you were with me, I might travel those country roads.
See, I don't even like try. I like 45-minute flight from here.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that's not really ideal. So I think if I go home for Christmas, I gotta figure that out.
Figure
I
that
don't
out.
know.
Okay.
Figure that out.
All right. Well, maybe you and the crew down in the ATL can stop in Jersey, and then we can all ride together. You want to do that?
Brooklyn, bruh.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started on this glorious Sunday. Once again, Larry Ridley, Ivan Curtis, Renee Montgomery, live here, Esports Extra, the only live call-in sports show talking esports and traditional sports here on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Facebook Gaming. Call us at 1-877-853-5247. The meeting ID is Esports Extra. That's 377-678-9872. Hit that pound button twice to join the show. All right, big news, guys. We talked about it on Friday. You were on that call, that Zoom call. Compete Forever. We've
Let's go.
Faded a little
Let's
bit.
get it.
We have
No,
faded. Got the
tell them.
and we got the TV deal. I want to thank the good folks at Black News Channel. It's a Black network just launched in February. It's akin to BET, but it's more like MSNBC or CNN. It's news. It's great news and targeting the African American audience. And they do a great job. A huge, beautiful facility and studio down in Tallahassee. Down there, Gary Wardlaw and the good folks down there. Anthony Amy's the sports director. We have the same agent, so they're doing some really good things. The Black News Channel. Our first Madden event will be the Albany Capital Center Classic. We did that back in December, I believe December 28th. That's going to air on Black News Channel Live June 6th at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. and also June 7th. That's a Sunday, 2 weeks from today, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. So we got the first 3 episodes. They will air those first 3 weeks of June. We got to get them another 3. So a great new deal, a nice partnership and collaboration that we have with Black News Channel. And I want to thank all of you guys for being a part of it.
Yes,
No doubt,
sir.
no
Yes,
doubt.
sir. That's exciting. That's what we like. Cheese on the quesadillas. Keep it coming, Larry Laptop. Thank you.
There she goes. There she goes. She did it again, folks. She did it again. But I like it.
I
She don't
have
even
to
try
call
think
you.
about it.
But listen, I like to call you Larry Laptop when you about your business. So Larry Laptop brings me my cheddar. I like it.
Hey, we put a little cheese on the taco, man. That's what we're
Okay.
So once again, it's great to be a part of the Black News Channel. We'll continue to update you guys every show. We'll let you know what's going on. All right, let's get started with the topics. The NBA talking Disney. They're in talks. Adam Silver and the crew talking about that. We saw Spencer Dinwiddie confirm a tweet. The first tweet I saw was Thursday night, I believe. They were talking about, look, NBA season probably will start June 1st as far as players getting started. And then Spencer Dinwiddie jumped in. He says, no, dog, that's just players starting to get things started. They'll start practicing probably around June 15th. And then the season will start at the end of July. July 21st is the date that I keep seeing, somewhere around there. So between July 21st and the end of July, they'll probably play 5, 6, 7 games to sort of get those regional sports net contracts out. You got to play at least 70 games to fulfill your TV duty. So that'll be the ramp up into the playoffs, and they'll stay down there at the Disney, the ESPN Disney Wide World of Sports Complex. Guys, huge news. We've been talking about it. We said July is the go time. June is the time to get everything involved and get things going. Renee, we'll start with you, the WNBA player. Are you going to be in Disney today?
It looks like we're going to Disney World. No, I'm joking. No, but really, they did release a statement that said somebody from the Disney camp released a statement, said that they would love to host the ladies of the WNBA as well. So I'm sure that if the NBA is going to Disney World, you best believe that I guess I got to pack some bathing suits too and go to Disney World too, because we're usually like the throw in, for a bit lack of better term. But if the NBA has a deal with Beats by Dre, the WNBA does too. So it kind of just works like that. So, and also the NBA basically released a statement that said, y'all are nosy. Yes, we're doing this. Get out of our business, because we've known about Bubble City how long? So basically they just confirmed what we already know.
Yeah, OG, Disney World, NBA, the Mouse House, all that good stuff, the Magic Kingdom. I'm excited, dude. Now, I don't know how it's going to look. I do know Disney World, they've got, 3 arenas, 200 plus acres down there. I used to live in Orlando, know the terrain very well. What do you think, NBA and
Nah,
Disney?
I'm like you. I'm excited, man. I'm really ready to for it to get rocking and rolling. I mean, like, of course, safety is always going to be first, but
Thank you, OG.
I'm definitely excited to watch some basketball. And I'm sure they more than excited to get back into the gym and do what they love. So I think it's great. I mean, like you said, we've been talking about it for a while. So I'm sure that they'll get it together, and we'll be watching basketball in July.
It's
Man,
crazy.
looking forward to it, dude. So, I mean, once again, these dates, want to make sure that we get them out there. It's first week of June. Adam Silver will make the announcement. We'll get the go ahead on that. That's what they're looking at. So maybe next week, not this coming week, but the following week, we'll know something. June 15th ish, they'll start to let guys come back. Now, I guess the players, Renee, are thinking, look, let us know where we need to go. I don't want to go from home to my
Right.
NBA market, then down to Disney World. So we'll get that figured out around June 15th. And then they'll have 2 weeks to sort of get together. Then they'll have 2 or 3 weeks to practice and train. So
Yeah,
just
that
like what
sounds
we talked about the
crazy.
last show, you got about 6 weeks to figure it out. Then they'll start playing around July 20th or the end of July.
That still sounds like a really tight. I mean, and I know time obviously is of the essence, but that still sounds like a super tight schedule for me. You got to think there's foreign players too. So I know that they're assuming that everybody's one call away, but that's still because we haven't even taken into account what if people get there and test positive? Like, I don't like, is that even a thing that we're thinking about? Because I don't know if, and the NBA might know their numbers, but the WNBA, ours is Russian roulette. They don't know what they're going to get when they swab us. So I don't know, like, what happens with that window? Do you have to self-isolate for 2 weeks and then join your team? And what if it's our star player? So I don't know. I just think like that's, like, I feel like there should be a built-in 2-week window specifically for that. So that's my concern with it's too tight.
Well, they are building in a window. Basically, what's going to happen the first week of June, they'll say, hey, here's what we're going to do. Here are the plans. So now you got 2 weeks to sort of get there. And if guys have to self-quarantine, so that'll get you to middle of June. And then they'll have another 2 weeks to sort of, get to that Disney World or whatever. So they've got a week or two to get from their country back here. And then they'll have another couple of weeks to self-quarantine here in the States. And then training camp will start sometime early July. And then they'll get another 3 to 4 weeks, and then the season will start.
Okay.
So you look at the calendar. Right now, they've got probably 7 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they're looking at, 7 to 8 weeks. So
that's like from today, though. That's what I'm saying. That's from today.
That's 8 weeks, though.
I know. When are they going to announce it, though? Like, like, I'm sure it's going to take at least a week and a half to get the deal. Like, this is a big deal we're
Major
making
League
here,
Baseball, they're thinking they have to. I guess I saw Major League Baseball officials talking about it has to get done this week. So
that's what I was going to say.
Ready for the 4th of July. I'm thinking basketball, if not this week, definitely next week.
That's what I was going to say.
June 4th, 5th, 6th. 7th, 8th, around that time.
That's what I was going to say. They're going to have to because usually deals take a long time, but I know that they're going to be working around the clock. But that's a tight window to get it. Look, we just signed a deal, didn't we, Larry Laptop? Those deals take time, and that was just us with the black news. I mean, think about that.
I knew we were going to get it probably in March. And
think about that.
End of May before it became official.
And they got to do the NBA teams, the practice. How are we going to map it all out? So, I mean, I know they can get it done, but they got to get it. They got to get to work.
Oh, gee, what's the old saying, though, man? If you got 2 willing partners and you want to get the deal done, you can get it done, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're gonna make it happen. I mean, I know they will. I have faith.
Oh, they will. I know
they're gonna get it done.
Make it happen, Captain. All right, let's go ahead. So NBA, we're getting close. We're hearing, look around July 21st, the end of July, they'll actually start playing games, and look for something like 5, 6, or 7 games to finish out the regular season. Now, what I am a little concerned with is, will it be all 30 teams? We know it'll be most of the teams, but what about those teams that are in the lottery? So I guess they'll have to kind of figure that out. So there's no tanking and things of that nature with the new lottery rules. So they do still have a few things to figure out. All right, let's go to this. I think this is good. We've got not Paul Pierce, but we got Bart Scott about to call in very soon. Coach K, be looking out for that. Be calling in here any minute. What you guys hear about LeBron James, Paul Pierce? Goes back. Pierce allegedly spitting.
Listen.
Hey.
Bench. He's never liked LeBron James. When I was in Boston, the Big Three, they hated LeBron. In 2010, the Celtics screwed around, got the 4th seed, and everybody was like, what are y'all doing? You got to play LeBron in the conference semis. You got to play the #1 team in the league. And they're like, that's an easy win.
That's what we want.
Straight in the playoffs and won it in like 5 or 6. That's what they wanted. So what's beef? Beef is when you pull up in the Jeep, when you roll no less than 50 deep.
So I say I went down the rabbit hole. You should have never sent me down it. But I found a quote from Dwayne Wade that said, Pierce is the closest thing to a rival if LeBron has one. They make it tough on each other. So that's like, if a teammate is saying that, that means that it was something, like, you know what I mean? For a teammate to say, like, because Wade has went to the school of art of speaking. So if he said Pierce is the closest thing to a rival if LeBron has one, that's saying, like, yeah, them guys, like.
And Paul Pierce knocked him out of the playoffs 2 or 3 times. So it's legit. Had 45 in that game 7 in 2008. LeBron had, I think it was 45 and 41. I think LeBron had 45 and Pierce had 41. Real quickly, OG, before we bring in Bart, your thoughts on this in about 30 seconds. I want to bring in Bart Scott.
No, I had read something, I guess, where like Paul Pierce had spit on the bench or
yes, he did, towards their bench in a preseason game in Dayton, your old stomping grounds.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, they got bad blood. And, I mean, you're not supposed to like each other. You're not on the same team or anything like that. So, I mean, I respect it. I mean.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't, not the spitting, but I like.
That's foul. That's foul.
The spitting is like fighting words, but fighting things. But I enjoy players going head to head, definitely.
Hey man, and you had Perk there. He was like, "Look, I love both of them. They're both my guys." But he's like, "Look, I had Peace back at the time. I was with the Celtics. We know Perk's a old country boy from Texas, one of the most realest athletes I've ever covered. If you ever want the pulse of that Celtics team, I always went to him, and he was the first one to say, "Man, we ain't scared of no LeBron. Them. We actually want them." I was like, "Okay, y'all gonna get him?" He's like, "Yeah," and watch what happened. And that's exactly what happened.
And he
Esports
said what he said.
he did. He shot his shot. You're listening and watching Esports Extra here live on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and also Facebook Gaming. Let's go to the phone lines 877-853-5247, meeting ID Esport Extra. That's 377-678-9872. Let's bring in NFL royalty. Can't wait. He cost me a trip to my third Super Bowl in New England. He is former Jets and Ravens linebacker Bart Scott. What's up, broski?
You got it, holy moly. What's the deal, man? Out here just trying to get a little exercise with my daughter.
Hey, we and working these deals, there's a running joke between me and a lot of the crews that I'm working with. Everybody's jumping on that cheese on the taco. I wanted to get
snap.
the origins of cheese on the taco. Where did you get it from, Bart Scott?
You know what? It's just one of those things where you hang with your friends, man, and you just talking stuff. You know, this old Taco Tuesday stuff. It's just more cheese on the taco, man. Just break your brother off a little something. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I ask for the guacamole sour cream, then you know you got to break the bank.
Ooh, I like that. You should have never told me that.
Hey, right.
Hey, Bart, go ahead.
No, all good, man. It's a little windy out here, man. I'm trying to make sure I protect the sound. So I want y'all's show to be sounding nice and quality. No people thinking I'm called in on the next tail.
No Nextel, no Skytel, no two-way pager. He's all good. We got the broski on, aka Chocolate Drop. Bart Scott, former Ravens and linebacker for the New York, just have to drop the key. He calls me Chocolate. So anything that he says to me, folks, by the way, the audience, always put right back on him because the stuff is so good. Hey, Bart, I wanted to get your thoughts on Tom Brady, man, with this docu-series. We just went through The Last Dance, 5 weeks, 10 episodes. Now there's a 9-part series in the work with Tom Brady. You've been a part of some of those battles with TB12. What do you make of Tom Brady having an all-access documentary series?
I mean, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. I'm sure they'll take some of the stuff from Time versus Time, so he can show that how he defied like the time, and he aged well. He played strong into his 40s. He won the Super Bowl, I believe, when he was 40. So, I mean, it only makes sense. When we saw him do the Time versus Time, we knew that he was preparing for life after sports, right? He wants to make sure that he's able to make money after sports, you know. I mean, I just think he has a hell of a rabbit, man. I mean, when your wife makes more money than you, it motivates you just pride-wise to try and keep up. And she has him in circles where he can maximize his earning potential. And to do that, you have to let yourself in, let people in. That's just the way the world is right now, right? So you look at MJ, and I'm sure people will talk about Psycho Tom and how he may not be the best teammate. And I'm sure that it'll mirror a lot of things that we've seen and heard about Michael Jordan, because a lot of great players have a lot of things in common, and the patience for incompetence is usually one of them. And you look at, you know, no different how MJ hated Isaiah Thomas, but when we watch the doc and continue to watch it, he's pretty much just like Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah punched Bill Laimbeer in the back of the head. Michael Jordan just punched the smallest man on the team back in the head, so he looks like a chump where Isaiah looks like a G.
That's true. That's true. Also, you know, you talk about like the rivalries. Like we got a peek into that back when I was even in Boston when Peyton Manning got hurt and was thinking about retiring, and Tom Brady was like, you know what, I was better than this guy. I was always going to outplay him. So I want to get into some of that too. Do you think he'll sort of, you know, talk about some of the intense rivalries, how he really felt about some teammates, some possible opponents, and what about even his relationship with his head coach, the Hoodie, Bill Belichick?
I mean, I think all that. I'll be interested to see if Bill Belichick plays the Jerry Krause role and comes out that he hated him, but he was a necessary evil. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how it's portrayed. But I'm sure, like, he's been all this humble pie BS. But if you ever played against Tom Brady, you know that he's nothing humble about how he goes about it. That's kind of like that's the act, right? But secretly, he's ultra confident in himself and his ability to be the difference maker. So I think when you have to talk about yourself, all that comes out. And he knows that he's going to have to be revealing about what his true feelings are, right? Because if not, people won't buy it and they'll call BS on it. Because there's no way that you can play this long, have accomplished all what you want to accomplish, unless you still walking around with that 6th-round draft pick chip on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're live here on Esports Extra, 877-853-5247, meeting ID Esports Extra. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. We'll take your phone calls. Talking live here to the former Ravens and Jets linebacker, Bart Scott, former Pro Bowl linebacker as well. You can catch him on ESPN Radio, has his own show here in New York, doing big things. Also does some Mad with us as well. I want to talk about your old team, Bart. Jamal Adams, a little situation there again. He wants his money. Still got 2 years left technically with the Jets. What the hell is going to happen here with the Jets and Jamal Adams? Will they trade him or will they keep him? And do you understand the Jets' position right now where they don't? There's some uncertainty in the market and also the new deal and things of that nature. So what do with Jamal Adams? They're all pro safety.
I mean, Joe Douglas isn't going to blink, and sometimes you have to trade a great player to get good players. Two good players is better than one great player at times. You know, we all laughed and chuckled at John Gruden when he traded Khalil Mack and said, "What are you doing? And then how can you trade a transcendent talent like that?" But if you weren't winning with him, then why would you pay him, right? You know, as great as Jamal has been, they haven't won with him. So those are some considerations that you have to make. You know, when you look at the Raiders, are they a better team now than if they still had Khalil Mack? Yes, because Khalil Mack was brought him a bunch of good players and a lot of players that are cheap. And right now, the Jets can't pay a player when they're in their window of having a rookie quarterback that's under a rookie contract. You can't really start paying guys early because you want to be able to go out and spend for some of these luxury pieces. Next year, they're going to get rid of Le'Veon Bell. That's going to be a bunch of money off the salary cap. The Quincy Enunwa is going to fall off, right? Because they can't trade him simply because his money's guaranteed, so they can't cut him. They have to put him on the injury reserve PUP list that he'll never come off of after having 2 neck injuries. They're going to probably cut Brian Renders. That's going to save more money. The big question mark is now because they don't have to pay anybody, do they cut Avery Williamson and save another $5 million, or do they say, you know what, he's going to come off the books next year? So we still have a lot of powder, dry. We're able to bring in a guy like Frank Gore and Joe Flacco, who was simply brought in for the culture. And finally, Sam Darnold has somebody that can mentor him, that has been to multiple playoffs, that is the Super Bowl MVP, that in case somebody gets hurt, they're not going to, I don't even know who the hell the backup quarterback was, Fales, Trevor Siemian.
Falk or somebody last year, Siemian,
Yeah, Siemian. I mean, couldn't hit the ocean in a boat, right? So now you have somebody at least that can be, competent when he gets in there, and you still can evaluate the players that you have. Because now you're going to be making a decision, hey, if Perriman can show that he is that first-round draft pick that everybody thought he could be, now he's got injuries behind him, can he be a true number one? And can he be a mentor to Mims? Because now not only do we have 2 of the fastest receivers in the game, they also have a huge catch radius. So, why are you trying to do all these evaluations? The last thing you want to do is pay your safety 2 years earlier. If Jamal does his thing, they'll pay him next year. But we have to evaluate, right? And if he doesn't want to subscribe to that subscription, then you have to ask yourself, do I call Jacksonville and say, you know what, I won't pay a safety early. I damn sure pay a young pass rusher 2 years that's got almost 40 sacks in a couple of years. So, hey, they may look at it, hey, they might say, hey, we can convince Jamal to stay here in Jacksonville because we'll give him the money because we got rid of all our headaches. We got rid of A.J. Boye. You know what I'm saying? We got rid of Ramsey. We still have 2 great pass rushers because we just drafted one. So that's why they can afford to get rid of Ndakwe because he's not going to be there next year. But if you can get trade Jamal 1-for-1 and get a 3rd-round draft pick that maybe you can use in the supplemental draft. I mean, I forget the kid's name from Oregon State, but people want to talk about Bradley Anai and how Dallas got a steal because he led the league and because he had 14 sacks or 12 sacks. Well, this kid from Oregon State had 14. So that's how you have to consider. And I guarantee you that's how Joe Douglas thinks. Hey, if I can trade Jamal, get a pass rusher, and get a supplemental draft pick, or get a 3rd-round draft pick I can use in supplemental draft because players may come out that wouldn't come out because they're saying, hey, it's not going to be a college season, so let me go somewhere where I can get paid early. Those are all the things that you have to take into consideration.
Sure. Real quickly, about 30 seconds. Joe Flacco, you just hit on that. I was going to ask you about Flacco. Any chance, look, he probably won't be ready till about September, just had the neck surgery, I believe, last month. Any chance that he might help the Jets? Say Sam gets hurt or is ineffective, maybe middle of the season. You got a Super Bowl winner right there that won Super Bowl 47.
He's a pro's pro. He's not as old as Eli or he's not as old as Phillip Rivers. He still can defend himself. He still can make the big throws. He still can throw to those big, fast receivers Because the one thing that Joe Flacco has, like great heavyweight champion, he got the power punch. He can still throw the ball 70 yards on a rope, right? And now that they invested in a great left tackle and a lot of good pieces that can maybe come together and work with each other, I mean, Flacco can have the courage to stand in the pocket to let those routes develop. But also him and Frank Gore are there to teach those teams how to be professionals. When you look at the Jets, outside of Jamal Adams, who's the leader? I know C.J. Mosley's there, but when you talk about you need more high-character guys, that's why when you look in the draft, you see how many captains that they decided to draft. They drafted 5 captains in the draft because you want guys that can lead and follow at the same time. So Joe Douglas has got that part accomplished, and he brings Frank Gore in. Every place he goes, people play better and the teams play better, not because of his productivity, because of his presence in the locker room.
Good stuff, man. Bart, man, I know you're out with the family, man. I really appreciate you taking out the time, dude. I'm going to let you go. I'll be in contact with you, man. Black News Channel, the first episode, June 6th and 7th. You're part of that. And you'll also be on the third episode, June 20th and 21st, when we did the Electric City Classic up there at Rivers Casino. So a lot of Bart Scott going to be on Black News Channel.
Well, way to start your network with one of the realest black Negroes out there.
Hey, and instead of cheese on the taco, I'm always saying I need that cheesy gordita, baby. You know what I'm saying? I want the chalupa, Bart Scott.
Oh, you want that chalupa? Miko Taco Bell, baby, get it done.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Chocolate Drop. We love you, brother.
I holla.
All right, man. The great Bart Scott. The first
he's great.
He's my guy. When we do like the biggest Madden events that we do and we get a nice little budget, he's always the first call I make because he will talk about the players. He'll talk about your mama. And what are you going to do to Bart Scott?
And it's entertaining. Yeah. Like, no,
Nothing.
he's
Nothing.
great.
Nothing. Not a whole lot. And then I got Eric Coleman, the former All-Pro safety. He's got guns that are literally like 30 inches. What are you going to do with Eric Coleman?
Nothing.
I thought Larry Ridley Rose was like, hey, you want to talk about Larry? You got to deal with these guys.
That's how I feel now. Like, that's what I said. Look at my big brothers now, all right? I don't want no problems. You see it?
You don't want that smoke now. No, good stuff. I was going to ask him about the Steelers, but I wanted to let him go because he's out with his daughters, and I definitely understand the other, the family time, and his wife lets him go to these trips with us. So we're like, dude, Bart, do your thing. He shows up when the hell he wants to. Whenever he does it, we're just like, all right, that's Bart Scott. Damn it, we're just going to take whatever we get,
Yeah, you should stay ready. For when he's ready, you got to be ready.
Absolutely. Let's move on here. We'll take your phone calls live, 877-853-5247. Meeting ID, esportsXTRA. That is 377-678-9872. Press the pound button twice to join the show live. Larry Ridley here. Ivan Curtis, Brooklyn Nets gaming crew, NBA 2K League, 2-time WNBA champion. Yes, there she is. All-star as well. Renee Montgomery, 2009 national title, the Natty with the UConn Huskies.
You better research my bio.
Man, I did my research before we got you on the show.
Yes. I like that.
What up, Snook? Miss Snook and Diddy. Got to give them a shout out as well. I know
I like that. Listen,
hey.
I'm going to have to, how, I don't know if y'all watch the Joe Budden podcast, but I'm going to get Snook and Diddy are a friend of the show shirt. So if y'all watch the Joe Budden podcast, you will get that reference. They are friends of the show. They're probably sitting there watching it right now like,
Hey, this is for my good folks, Miss Snook and Diddy. It takes a village to raise a child. Thank you for her. We appreciate it. We like having her on the show. Let's go to the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know if you guys saw the story. The Steelers are selling just half of their ticket allotment right now. They're not expecting to have a full capacity at Heinz Field. If I'm not mistaken, it holds about 65 to 68,000. I can't remember if it's 65.8 or 68.5. But somewhere around 65 to 68,000. So now you're looking at, 30 to 32, 35,000 max tickets they're going to sell. What do you think about the plans of the Steelers? We talked about the Dolphins before, how they're thinking about maybe only 15 to 20,000 season ticket holders or tickets, and then having them enter the stadium in certain fashions and protocols. We'll start with you first, Ivan.
I mean, I thought what I was thinking about was like for home games, like, is it going to be just only home fans with that amount of people coming into the
very good question.
The stadium? Like, I mean, because there are diehard fans who travel typically and go to the away games and different things like that. I mean, so that was just something I thought about. And obviously, I guess like the procedures on entering the stadiums and different things of that nature, like how the protocol be and like how early will they have to open the gates and everything like that. It seems like it's going to be some work and time consuming. It's something that I definitely want, and like I've spoke about adamantly, is that if people want to go to the games and they want to be there, I mean, and it's deemed safe, then then get out and go. I think it's still going to be a lot of people that's skeptical about going, whether
Absolutely.
we're allowed to go or not. But for those who want to be there and want to be in the seats, let them be there. And like I said, it just seems like it's going to be a big challenge. But I think it's definitely something that obviously owners and everybody wants to get done because that revenue is important.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think, Renee? Fans
Yeah.
at the stadium half full. What do you think about this? I'm still skeptical. Will you have any fans this year?
Yeah,
We'll see.
I'm skeptical for the fans thing, but I think that it's gonna come to the point like OG said. If they open it, if you want to go, go. And that's kind of how I feel. Like I chose to self quarantine, but if I look and see people online partying or doing different things, that's not my business. So I always like to stay in that's not my business realm. So if they open the arena and people want to go and sit in the arena and look, they're selling half of it, so it is going to probably be like an every other seat thing. But you got to think there's probably going to be families, so every other seat thing is still going to be plenty of space because a family would probably sit their 5 seats in a row, just so you can conceptually think it. But yeah, I mean, at this point, everybody's talking about everything. So when it happens, it'll happen. But I know when I was at UConn, so this is quick story time. When I was at UConn and we played Rutgers, Rutgers was only selling the first group of batches of tickets they were selling was to only people that had like a New Jersey or New York license so that UConn fans couldn't fill up the stadium. So maybe they'll do something like that. It obviously takes away from the diehard traveling fans, but I have seen that done before.
Yeah, good point with that. So yeah, we'll definitely see. We'll see what some of these other protocols and procedures are with some of the other teams. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it. The NFL draft pulled it off without a hitch. Now they're talking about the schedule release. Everything's pointing towards business as usual. This is the first sign that maybe things won't be business as usual, which is probably the correct course there. Let's talk about the other the second pro football league. It's called the Southeastern Conference down there with those 14 teams.
Facts.
Look, I'm
Right.
from down south, man. They don't play down there.
You
It's real.
called it.
Yeah.
You called it a long time ago.
I mean, you got the Big Ten and other. I think the Michigan athletic president was like, "Well, look, if there ain't no students on campus, there will be no fall sports, no athletics, no football." And the SEC like, "Yes, we're gonna play
Get them
football.
kids. June
If
8th,
we just
see you
gotta play
there.
football by ourselves. We're gonna play football." They're
They
not
said we
playing
will have
down
our
south.
own conference and our own championship.
We'll have their own, well, they did have their own championship for like 7 or 8 years back in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
mid early 2000s. So yeah, they did for a while there. What do you guys make of the SEC opening up workouts for fall sports? June 8th looks like the date. So the following week, not this week, but the following. I believe that would be a week from Monday, or 2 weeks from Monday.
Um, I want to read this, and you guys spot the keyword. Southeastern Conference schools will be able to bring football and basketball players back to school for voluntary activities starting June 8th. What word are you thinking I'm noticing about that?
Voluntary.
Voluntary.
Yeah, they've been working out. So
Right.
basically, the SEC just announced that they're allowed to work out loud, and people can
Right.
probably go. People can probably go record their workouts now on June 8th. So that's all they're announcing is that June 8th, media get ready. Everybody around the school personnel get ready because we're about to be showing y'all what we've been working on.
Absolutely. OG.
It's the best football conference in the world for a reason. I mean, so I'm definitely not surprised at all. Like I said, they've probably been working out. So it's like, that's what you expect from the top tier conference, in college football. So like I said, it's a reason why most of those players look already NFL built and ready. So no surprise there. Hopefully they lead the charge and push everybody else to make a decision on what they want to do. Since this area in college football has kind of been for a while, it was kind of they didn't know what they wanted to do or anything like that. So I think a lot of people are going to take their league, especially um, if you have to compete against the SEC
Yeah,
school.
for sure.
You
For
better be
sure.
ready. So I'm excited to see, and like I said, hopefully they lead the charge and make everybody else step their game up.
Well, I mean, like Renee said, they've already been practicing, so that's a bit of a no-brainer there. But I think it also gives them a leg up on the competition because now the other schools they don't really have any protocols and procedures in place or any rules or regulations. So now other teams are going to be crying, well, look at the SEC. Well,
Of
look at
course they
you.
are.
Tell your leadership to let you
Look at
go.
you.
They care.
Well, I
They
know, but see,
care
no, it's not that simple though,
at
because
all costs. Okay, well, then you'll keep getting your butt beat.
I know, but what if it's like a team and a coach that wants to, and then you got the school facilities? Like this is an athletics thing and also like a school thing. People are like you
The
said Michigan said
SEC got mad at Michigan for having a freaking satellite camp in the South. That's how territorial they are. They say you can't come down here and do this.
this is
They
our
ain't got that. I
territory.
know it. It's crazy. That tells you about their mindset. Go ahead, Renee.
That's true. That's true. No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's not that simple. I mean, if everybody could just like the SEC football is king here, you know. So of course that happened. But you got some people up north. It's like we want to practice too, and their athletic directors or somebody's like, not yet, not until all the students. So it's kind of that's where people are going to complain because you got players sitting at home like I'm ready to play too.
Yeah. Let me ask you this though: when it comes to having these teams ready and prepared, and if say there isn't a season this year, is there any doubt that the SEC would be like, you know what, we'll just crown an SEC champion, they'll just be the national champ. We'll be the only damn league playing. Would you? Could you
Yeah.
see them doing that? I
I feel
Yeah,
can't.
like they
I
already think
can.
that anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like they would be like, this is how it should be anyway.
I mean, the
Like,
difference in the SEC is the what I always say is the trenches,
Yeah.
the lineman, defense, like that.
Especially defensive line.
Yeah, that's where I always see the dramatic difference in college football. And shoot, I can see them crowning. I mean, might as well. I mean, the dominance speaks for itself.
Yeah, that's a good point there. So we'll see about the SEC. We showed some pictures of from Georgia and Tennessee and the SEC championship game down there where you're at, Renee, and in
yep.
the A in Atlanta. So we'll see about that June 8th. So 2 weeks from tomorrow, the SEC will be officially working out, which they were probably already doing since mid March. I know they got rid of spring, spring football and no baseball and stuff, but my son, he lives in Nashville and he plays college baseball. He's been killing it. All of his boys, they're in the batting cage is like, dude, don't believe that. They working out. They getting that work in.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I don't know if they're in game shape, but they are getting the work in. That's for sure. Let's talk about the National Hockey League, NHL. The format looks like they're close. The proposal has been approved by the NHLPA. At least some of it. So now it's going to go to a full vote for those guys. They're looking pretty good as well to come back in July. A 24 team format. So they're adding 4 teams on each side. So you usually get 16. So now you got those extra 8. Bubble sites looking like 2. Looks like Vegas will definitely be one. And then you got to have one likely in Canada. So I would think you'd get something like a Toronto, Montreal, a Vancouver.
Oh,
One of those 3. Probably just
Canada.
one of those 3. So absolutely. So what do you guys think about the NHL? Hey, this momentum, we talked about it. You get one going, and everybody's like, hey, look at me.
That's
We
exactly it.
don't forget about us. And there it goes.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. And so basically everyone in all the leagues, they were kind of like, are you going to do it? Are you going to go? Go. Like, like no one wanted to be the first one. So somebody, and you kind of knew that the NBA was going to have to be the first one just because of the timing of the season and where they are. But once the NBA basically came out and made the statement, yes, we're talking to Disney World, then everybody's like, it's a go. And they started like releasing everything, but it's that landslide with that first one. So not surprised. Something interesting is that the union did not provide a breakdown of the votes of its 31 representatives, but 2 people voted against it. One of the Canadian teams said they are not for it. So just throwing that out there.
It's a good point. And you look at the U.S. Canadian border. I think it shut down
Yep.
until June 20 something.
Yep.
So it looks like they'll be able to play once the 1st of July happens. But right now there's no back and forth between the borders. So that's why I think you got to have, and that's why a lot of reporters, and that's the first thing I thought, I'm like, you got to have one of the bubble cities in Canada. It just makes sense because you have 7 or 8 teams up there in Canada anyway.
Yep.
Your thoughts,
7, I
Joseph?
believe.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like piggybacking off what Renee said is I'm not surprised about anybody from Canada voting against it because I think ever since the pandemic, like you haven't heard a large amount of cases or anything like that up there. So um, probably people don't want
A lot of
anything.
that's got to do with the way they live. They've got, socialized medicine. Everybody's got health
Yeah.
care.
Exactly.
So I'm saying they probably don't want anything potentially coming that way.
They take care of.
Hey,
They
yeah.
take care of
That's
their
basically what I'm
people.
saying. Everybody's got privilege in Canada,
Yes.
or more privilege than we got.
Yes.
And then about it's basically like double dutch. Everybody's watching to see who jumps in and gets started. And once they see somebody getting a nice little rhythm in the flow, then a lot of sports are going to follow through. So, and it's also competitive when I think about it. I mean, nobody wants another sports franchises and leagues getting ahead of the game if they have an opportunity to get involved. So, yeah, I think I agree with you. Something has to, when you think about Bubble City, you think about obviously a site in Canada and one, in the US, but I mean, it's going to be, I think it's something that's going to happen. Like I said, with the rest of everything, you just have to wait and see how everything plays out. I mean, the testing and health and everything like that is always going to be an issue, but
Yeah.
I think I can't. I mean, I'm sure people who actually watch hockey. I don't watch hockey, but I actually go to live hockey events. Like I like to go to the games. Like
Yeah.
you go to the games, like it's
Sure.
real.
It's turning there. Yeah.
It is. I will say this: I've seen every sport imaginable at the highest levels. Um, NHL Stanley Cup Final Game 7, or just Stanley Cup Playoffs Game 7s. The intensity. It's amazing how fast they are. So don't ever sleep on hockey, especially live.
No,
I mean,
live.
regular season, but you see it live, you're like, holy cow! It's
Yeah.
just as physical as football. The athleticism and the skill of like basketball.
The pace, like
Yeah,
everything.
they go. It's like they're literally buzzing on the ice, man. It's pretty cool. So we'll see about the National Hockey League. All right, real quickly before Tyler T. Davis calls in, I want to get your thoughts on this stadium Airbnb. The Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Never heard of them until the other day. But for $1,500, we can get the whole C4 crew, man. And we can get the whole
That's
damn stadium
crazy.
for the whole
Come
night. I
live.
think that's a great idea.
I do
Listen.
too.
Listen, let me tell you something. This is what they envision right here. So it says, as we learned Saturday, Pensacola is doing more than opening its doors, allowing fans to come in for social distancing movie night. That's what they're
Drive-in.
doing. Yes, like social distancing movie night. They are trying to make some money in there. You hear me?
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are. For $1,500, I don't want everybody there. I want it shut down. I want to be able to use the batting cages. I want to have some co-eds come by. I'm trying to have a nice little party, man. What do you think, OG?
No, it's dope. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I mean, it's also a opportunity that you wouldn't normally get. I mean, and like
Ever.
I like the idea of what you're saying. Like for a night, we're gonna be baseball players. Like I mean,
We're gonna do everything. I'm eating sunflower seeds, bubble gum, Big League Chew. I got chips.
Listen.
We doing it all. Movie night. It's everything.
Right.
Yeah, bingo.
Not to mention, this is newly renovated, so that's another part of the
And it's
appeal
right
too.
on the water too.
Right on the water, newly renovated. So, and you're saying $1,500 a night, but that's not actually, like, a lot of people are gonna be like, that's cheap. Like
You
a lot
get
of
10
people.
That's $150 a piece.
Listen, you see people in the sections at the clubs. They split that 100 ways. They got this much space, and they're all holding the bottle, taking. They'll figure it out. Okay.
OG, what do you think? You want to go ahead in 30 seconds because we got to get to Tyler T. Davis. What do you think, man? We get the whole crew together. How about Nets gaming crew and C4? We go together and get it done. And the Atlanta Dream, they were all spending like $20 a piece.
Listen, I got 100 on it. I can put 100 on it. All right.
Hey, we can turn it into a full live production. Get some sponsors. Turn it into an event.
Absolutely.
Well, before we buy it, though, we have to inspect the milkshake machines. They must work.
Oh my
They don't have any. They might at the concession stand. You're
must
right.
work.
Yeah, I don't want any of that cotton can. I don't want anything from those machines. But I'll chill out. Look, they got nice couches, got nice TVs. We're getting the batting cages.
I'm packing my lunch.
Yeah, got the the sauna and stuff. Absolutely, man. Jacuzzi, all that good stuff. No, I probably got to stay out of jacuzzi. That's nasty.
Oh gosh.
Your phone calls 877-853-5247. Meeting ID esportsXTRA. That's 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. All right, let's go to the phone lines and bring in Tyler T. Davis, Madden professional and also professional commentator. T. Davis, what's up on a beautiful Sunday, bro? How you doing?
What's going on, guys? How you doing, Larry? Good to talk to you again, my brother.
Yeah, good to talk to you, man. This guy's a what? What is he, Coach K? 4 or 5-time C4 champion? Live events?
Think about 5 times. I still got I still got to send you W-2. I got to send you W-2. Okay.
Multiple championships
Oh,
in the league play. Also, the Arizona Cardinals, Mag 19 Cardinals champion. So, T. Davis, just want to get your thoughts, man, on that Celebrity Madden tournament you guys did on FS1. I watched all 2 hours of it. You and Chris Myers and Rachel as well did a fabulous job. Hollywood Brown looks like he's going to be a beast there. How did you get that gig, and what do you make of this Madden NFL Celebrity Tournament that they're doing? I like it.
man, it's been awesome. Working with Chris Myers, Rachel Bonetta, those guys are so talented. The production's been great, and kind of just doing all the EA, the Madden Bowl and everything. They kind of sent us over and said, we got some good analysts. If you guys are looking for, they were looking for a bunch of pro Madden players to do this, and then I guess I got lucky and they only needed one. So the original idea, I guess, was we were going to have a bunch of Madden pros kind of team up with an NFL player, and they were going to enter a tournament. We were going to kind of coach them through it. And then, I don't know what happened here or there, but they just decided, we're just going to do commentary for it. But it's been great. So it was 8 guys in it. And then the next Friday coming up, we'll have the Final 4 in the finals. But yeah, like you said, Hollywood Brown and Joe Mixon, those guys are good on the sticks, man. And Joe Mixon's always talking on Twitter about how he's the top Madden guy. And those guys are actually going to play in the Final 4 on Friday. So I'm excited for that one.
Hey, so I have a question real quick.
Go ahead,
so you said he's always sorry, this is Renee Montgomery talking to you. So you said that he's always talking about how good he is on Twitter, you said?
Yeah, Joe Mixon, he interacts with a lot of the pro Madden players as well, talking how he could take them and playing other NFL guys and stuff like that.
Listen, I'm telling you, we got to get him into the Discord because we have a problem right now with all the players are so nicey in this league over here. I don't like it. Help us out, Tyler. We got to get some life into these players.
Yeah, you got to try to reach him out on Twitter. He's always talking about Madden. A lot of these guys are like Derwin James as well.
Yep.
These guys are good on the sticks, man.
T. Davis, wanted to ask you about our good buddy. We just showed the picture of me, you, and Amon Green commentating. What's up with Amon, man? He gets into these celebrity events and he doesn't sort of advance, man. What do you think some of his issues have been?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Amon's problem is he's just like a gamer in general. He doesn't just focus on Madden. He's playing a lot of different games all the time.
Bingo.
I think a lot of these other NFL guys, they're always just playing Madden because they love football, and obviously Amon loves football too. But I think he's such a gamer that he's playing all these other games, always live streaming. So I think if he took like a week or two just to focus on Madden, he might be able to compete.
Let me get your thoughts real quick. We're talking here live on esportsXTRA, the only live call-in sports show on Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, and also that would be, what's the other one? YouTube, right? YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Mixer. Yeah, that's all of them.
All of them.
877-853-5247, meeting ID esportsXTRA, 377-678-9872 at the pound button twice to join the show. We're talking live here to Tyler T. Davis, Madden Pro and also commentator. Wanted to talk about your commentating career here, T. Davis. You started, I think your first event live was with us, right? Last February at Foxwoods. It was me, you, and Amon. I found the picture last night. What was that experience like for you? And when did you really get the itch to sort of commentate? Is that somewhere you want to go, commentating, or are you still a player too?
So yeah, it definitely was the first time I was with you and Amon, which was awesome. I didn't really know what I was doing.
You did damn good, son. You did really good.
Yeah, I just kind of went with it. I was appreciative of that. And it was a blast. The thing is, it's my passion. I love Madden. I love football. So just to be able to talk about it, try to grow our game, because we're trying to get Madden to that level where it's competing with these other big games. Like League of Legends and Call of Duty, all those other games. So whatever I can do. And I don't know about what the future holds. I feel like I'm just doing what I can. They obviously like me. I've done a good job. I'm talking about what I enjoy. So I'm just hoping for the best. And obviously I still love to play. But whatever happens, and I'm just going to do me and keep doing that.
Renee, any thoughts, or Ivan?
No,
yeah.
I like the fact.
Go ahead, Renee.
Go OG.
No, I just like the fact about him being passionate about it. I mean, that's the same way I feel about 2K, and you need people like that in order to help your esport and game grow.
And I had a question.
Sure.
No, go ahead,
Oh,
Tyler.
so
Go ahead.
no, respond. Sorry, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's just I was just gonna say, like, I'm trying to break the game down when I'm commentating to more casual people to understand, so they can enjoy it and they can want to play and get involved. That's the main thing. Get more people involved. Try to grow our game and get it on these stages. I've been able to commentate on ESPN this year. Obviously we've been heavy on Twitch and YouTube, and then now on Fox. So I'm trying to do all different avenues, and then for myself, I'm trying to do all different things. I'm doing tips on YouTube. I'm doing coaching lessons for people that want to get better. I'm trying to commentate, obviously compete, ebooks, all these things. So I'm just trying to, do every avenue I can as a professional Madden player that's best for me too, So.
Go ahead,
And
Renee.
see, so you kind of answered some of that I was going to say, but what did your friends and family say when you said that you were going to be a gamer, like that you wanted to be a gamer and do Madden, and then it developed into the commentating career? Like, what was the chatter about that when you first started getting into it?
Yeah, well, I've been traveling to tournaments my whole life since I was young, and my dad would always come with me. Coach K knows, I would come to his events in New Jersey, all over with my dad, traveling.
Wow.
And, and it's been great. And then my dad was always supportive. And, the main thing is when I finished college, they want me to get my degree, graduate college. And then they said, you can give this a chance, try it for a year or two, you're young, see what happens. And so they were supportive once I got that college degree, and it's been great this first year and a half. So we'll see. I just go day by day, and I try to do the best I can with everything.
No, congratulations! That's amazing.
Yeah, fun fact: T. Davis won our first ever live event. So I wasn't surprised.
Absolutely. T. Davis, wanted to get you on a personal note here. How's everything going with your health, man? I know you've been tweeting out some stuff, man. I know you're a recent college graduate. You played in our tournament after you graduated some months ago. How's everything with you personally, and how are you dealing with the health?
Yeah, so for those that don't know on the show, I had Lyme disease. I do have Lyme disease. There's no actual cure for it, but it was tough for a couple of years. It was in and out of hospitals for years. But I got a great regimen. I got some of the best doctors. I take about 40 vitamins a day. I'm very, careful with my body, what I eat. And I turned it around. Been in remission now for, 2 or 3 years. And so I just tweeted out it was May is Lyme Disease Awareness Month. So I was just talking about that a little bit on Twitter. But my health is great. I did have some concerns because, the corona, the COVID-19 can affect people's underlying health issues. So I've been very cautious with that because my immune system is already weakened because of my Lyme disease. So I had to be very careful. But my health is great. I wake up every day, pretty much 95% all better. So it's been great, and I'm just continuing to stay focused on it and not have any setbacks.
Oh, man, that is great news. Renee, Ivan, any last questions for Tyler before we let him get out of here?
No, Tyler, keep going, man. You're killing it. Goodness.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're doing.
That.
I'm glad you're doing great, and keep up the good work.
All right, good stuff.
Hey, I appreciate that, guys.
All right,
Hey, T. Davis, man, we're rooting for you, man. You did a great job. You're always welcome, man. Once we start doing live events, we'll definitely hit you up. I know you'll probably still play as well, so you got, your dual threat there. But from a broadcasting perspective, you've hit the nail on the head. Don't, geek it out, dumb it down. And remember, I learned this when I first got into the business. 75% of the people don't know what the hell you're talking about. So keep that in mind. Don't inundate them with numbers and keep it conversational, brother. You're doing a really good job, man. And I enjoy watching you. And I will watch you Friday on FS1 for the semifinals and the finals of that Madden Celebrity Tournament, man. We really appreciate you. Have a good rest of the day. Okay, bro?
I appreciate you guys so much. Keep up the good work. Love the show. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. We'll be leaning on you, Tyler, to call in as well. That's T. Davis. Tyler T. Davis, the Arizona Cardinals Madden 19 champion, 5-time Compete Forever live champion.
Tyler is a friend of the show. I like Tyler.
Tyler's made some money. He's actually going to be on the first broadcast on Black News Channel playing in that Albany Capital Center Classic. You got to see how he does. He does very well, but you got to see how he does at the end. And no spoilers for you guys. Unless you just want to check my Twitter timeline from December, maybe you can find out what happened. But yeah, you'll see what happens on 2 weeks, June 6th and 7th on Black News Channel. All right, Ivan Curtis, aka OG King Kurt, give me some 2 cents, some OG 2 cents, if you will, about the NBA 2K League. Give us an update. What the hell is going on with the NBA 2K League, baby?
I like that. I'm going to recap Thursdays and Fridays action, but before I do that, big announcement yesterday in the NBA 2K League. Nadal Nasser, aka Mama I'm That Man, star point guard, one of the finest players that we have in our league for Blazer 5 Gaming, signed the first ever solo endorsement deal.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah,
What?
Yes, sir.
it's with
Point
Point
three.
Three,
Mm-hmm.
a basketball apparel company known for its patented sweat and absorbent technology. And it's huge.
What?
And it's definitely the point that I want to bring is that he was a second round pick, the 29th pick in the first ever NBA 2K League draft. So he was not like a first round player or at that time heavily thought of as he is today. So definitely for those who in the league who striving to be anywhere close to where he's at right now, it's something to build off of. So I'm definitely he's a friend of mine, so I'm definitely proud of him, happy for him. I've been watching him a long time on the amateur scene, and it's been a luxury to play against, compete against him, and watch him perform in the 2K League. So just shout out to him. That's a big deal for him, our league,
B5, a really
and
good
everything.
team. Hasn't won a championship, but they're always there. Always one of the top two or three
Wow.
teams every
Def-
time. Him and Al Walnut doing their thing. Do me a favor, OG. Reach out to Mama that man. Let's get him on the show Wednesday, and I'll get. I'll make
Definitely,
Mama,
sure
there goes
yeah.
that
definitely.
man. We
Yeah,
need you.
hey, nah, he's
Mama, I'm
definitely
that man.
entertaining. He's
Yeah, he
entertaining and one
yeah.
one of our
Wow.
stars.
Yeah.
Thursday's games, Raptors remain undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
They defeated Hawks Talon. Kenny got work, averaged 34 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals for that series. Heat Check Gaming defeated Grizz Gaming to get on the board, get their first win. Glenn Ratty, their top rookie, averaged 38 points, 6 assists. Hot shot veteran center. He averaged 12 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists during that series. Um, Jazz defeated Magic Gaming. Rhea, the first round draft pick in the second NBA 2K League draft. He averaged 20 points, 15 rebounds, 3 steals. Unfortunately, the Celtics crossover gaming was supposed to open up. They had technical difficulties against Cavs Legion, so they did not play
Mm-hmm.
on Thursday. Friday's action, Kingsguard Gaming defeated Grizz Gaming. Bash hit a game winner
He
in
did.
game two to close out that
He just
series.
showed the picture, but you can see the green.
What?
You can see
Yeah,
the green. I was like, Coach,
yeah.
that's when he hit it. That's why I sent that picture to him. It was the green. His avatar, the little circle around him lit up green. I'm like,
And had
that's
a
what the
great
players yell.
reaction.
Green.
Yeah, he had a great reaction video for that. He averaged 17.5 points per game, 5 assists for that series. Another unfortunate happening. Heat Check Gaming and Jazz Gaming were supposed to play. It was postponed for technical difficulties. Knicks Gaming, they defeated Celtics crossover gaming. Duck, one of the top draft picks this year. It was his birthday actually, and he averaged 31 points and 5 assists to help close out that series. Game of the week: Hornets Venom GT versus Wizards District Gaming. They came in at the same record at 3-1. Um, Wizards District Gaming came out on top 2-0. The number one draft pick JBM averaged 23 points, 9 assists. Day Fry also he dominated in the paint, 14 and a half points per game, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. So it was a great week of action. We open up next Friday.
Okay.
Whoa!
Okay.
One more time. One
we,
more
Okay.
time.
we open up next Friday against Mass
Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
Yeah, so definitely I'm excited. I've been a big fan. I'm a big fan even when we're not playing. So definitely I'm pretty much I want to see our league grow and continue to be in front of people and pique their interest. So that's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of good players. Like I said, Nadal, and shout out to him again. And I think that's going to be big. That article can be actually found on ESPN.com.
Wow.
It's
That's
definitely
big
going in
time.
the right direction for us.
I wanted to ask you real quickly. Coach K and I were talking about this. The postponements due to technical difficulties. Seems like we're seeing that probably a little more than they're liking. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, but it's something that we kind of had in mind that those would take place. Another thing that I like about watching the games now on Twitch, they actually have a Twitch command where typically when you run the double headers at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., you could only see one game that's being played. But now they actually have on Twitch, you can click on the demand and you can select what game you want to watch. So if things like sometimes if things like that happen, you can click and watch other games and still be satisfied as the viewer. Now you get a choice. Sometime on a national broadcast, the game, it may not be a game that you want to watch and you want to watch your team play. You can click on demand and get a chance to choose which game you want to watch. So that definitely shout out to the NBA 2K League and Twitch for making that happen, because that was something the fans were asking for the first couple of weeks, and now they have it. It's a great tool. I actually experimented with it myself on Friday, so it was great.
Mm-hmm.
So just one game is being commentated, the other is not, but you still get a chance to view it.
All right. Renee, any thoughts on the NBA 2K League before we go to Madden and close out the show and get you out here on time?
Yes. Yes, I want to say congratulations to my guy. I'll tell him when he gets on the show, Mama, there goes that man. And happy birthday.
You can tell him when he'll get on the show on Wednesday.
It's Mama,
that's what I said.
I'm that
Mama,
man.
I'm that man. No,
man.
I'm saying congratulations right now. And I'm also saying that I will tell him when he gets on the show. But I want to say that's like unreal that he has an endorsement deal as a player in 2K, or is it 2K or the
Yes.
Madden?
2K.
2K. So that's unbelievable. Like there's players that don't have deals. And so he's a player of a player and he has a deal. That's unbelievable. Also, happy birthday to the guy who scored 35 points recently. Just wanted to say that on the show. So show him some love.
Yeah,
right, good stuff. Duck. All right, good stuff. NBA 2K League. Brooklyn Nets. Where Brooklyn at? We'll see.
Before we move on, you can watch the NBA 2K League on ESPN2, the ESPN app, also twitch.tv/NBA 2K League and YouTube /NBA 2K League.
That's it. Yeah. No mixer though for the NBA 2K League. I guess I don't know. We don't mess around with mixer,
huh? not yet.
Not yet. All right, guys. This is Esports Extra live here on a Sunday. Larry Ridley, SNY TV, NBC Sports, a Madden NBA. At 2K League as well. Got Ivan Curtis, the OG King Kurt, head coach of the Brooklyn Nets gaming crew. Renee Montgomery, two-time in WNBA champion, also UConn national champion in 2009. Let's go to the phone lines, 877-853-5247, meeting ID eSport Extra. That is 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. We got about 12 more minutes, 15 minutes max left in the show. So let's go to the phone lines and talk some Compete Forever Madden Season 51 with an update. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of guys about halfway through their season. I believe the regular season ends, in 2 weeks, right, Coach K? I think a week from, no, it's less than
June 8th.
June 8th, so 2 weeks from tomorrow. So that is right. Yeah.
Yep. That's
good deal. We have anybody in queue? Anybody online?
We got the Saints owner, IM187.
IM187, yes.
Sir. So let's get him in.
Let's get him in. Yes, I am Proof, the owner of the Saints. Well,
yep.
I think he's leaving the 187 out right now. What do you officially want to be called now?
Say it again.
Well, what do you officially want your name to be? Is it I am 87 Proof or just Proof or I am Proof?
You can just call me Proof, man. You said it's a kid, so
exactly.
A family oriented, so. The 187 is more about your perspective, man. It's more about, what I overcame,
Absolutely.
Other than just, trying to be a gangster or something like that, you feel?
Absolutely, yeah. And you're absolutely right. No problems with that. Just, trying to, I guess, rehash that, retell that story to everybody. But it's good to have you on, brother. Thank you for following the instructions there. They're careful. Instructions there. Talk about your Saints, man. What's your record in the league, man? As we put up the league standings, how's it going in the NFC down there in the South, bro?
Man, it's been a little tough for me, but I'm hanging in there. I'm 5-6 right now.
Okay.
On a little three game slide, I was 5-3, and now I'm on a 3-game slide. So I just need to tighten some things up. Like be more disciplined on defense, especially when I'm in zones, man. Avoid the tendency to try to do too much with my user. Just let everybody take care of their responsibilities and try to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, good stuff there, man. So you got 5 games left? You think you need to win out? I think you need to win at least 4 of them to have a shot, man. How does the rest of your schedule look, man? And can you get back on another road?
Right, yeah. Mostly the rest of my games are in my division. So yeah, I'm looking to lock in, man, and make this playoff run, man. Hopefully I get in, man. You know, anything can happen in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. That's good stuff, man. Well, Proof, man, have a great Memorial Day weekend, brother. It's good talking to you, man. We're so thankful and glad that you're live, man, and we appreciate your story, and we thank you for being in our league, man, and we'll always be fans of
Yes,
yours.
sir.
I appreciate that. Y'all do the same.
All right, brother. That is I Am Proof down there. He's the owner of the New Orleans Saints, calling down there in Louisiana. Yeah, Nolans. Not counties, but parishes. That's how they roll down there in Louisiana.
I think he should keep the 187. His story is crazy, so I don't know. I think he should keep the 187. It's part of his journey, his story. That's just my opinion.
You've talked me into it. I think we want to be family friendly, but what he went through, I think we should have let him have it.
Yeah,
well,
I
am 187 proof. Yeah,
I like how he said it's about perspective.
It is.
So
and someone that's gone through what he wants to be, what he went through, I'm going to listen to
exactly. So you can call yourself whatever you want. So you are officially 187 proof.
I am 187 proof. Absolutely. So we'll definitely keep that name. Coach K, any other we should be hearing from Bad Intentions?
Yeah.
And also Indefinite Champ. Who we got?
Yeah, we got an area code 289.
Put them in. Whoever it is, we'll figure it
out. All right.
This is Esports Extra on live with Larry, OG, and Renee. Who we talking to? You, who's on the phone? Hello? You're live on Esports Extra.
He said, I called in. Y'all ain't say I had to talk.
Can you unmute yourself? No, he's open. Yes. Is there anyone there? One last time. Going once. Going twice. Hello.
Maybe he only has one bar.
I'm here.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm here.
Yeah.
Who is I'm here? Who the heck is I'm here? Are you there again? Did you leave? Hello, can you hear us? Are you muting yourself? What are you doing, bro?
I'm sure he's not muting himself. Now he doesn't get a penalty. Something must be wrong with his service, I'm sure.
Yeah. He's still going to get a penalty, though. Hey, I don't give out participation trophies. Once you get past a certain age, I ain't doing that. So, Coach K, let's put him back in the queue. Hang back up. And we'll go back to the phone lines again.
We don't even know who it was.
Yeah, we could kind of figure it out. I don't know. It could have been a regular caller, but I don't know. We'll see. Bad Intentions or Indefinite Champ. So, Coach K, let me know if there's anyone else in the queue or if you can hear that guy when he's talking. But sure. So, Compete Forever Madden update. Once again, let's talk about the big news here while we got a few extra minutes here. Black News Channel, the deal executed, and it is official. He says, that was Bad Intentions. He can hear us, but we can't hear you. That's the problem.
We know you didn't have bad intentions. You called in. You don't have to worry.
Maybe we could try again.
Well, let's try. All right, we're going to try one more time. And this time have good intentions. Damn it, have good intentions on a Sunday. It's Memorial Day weekend.
At first you don't succeed.
All right, Bad Intentions. One more time, live here on Esports Extra. How are you? Unmute him. Are you there?
Oh, I hear something.
I sound like.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Can you hear me now? All right, you can hear me now.
Yes.
Dude, what is going on?
That was a close one, man. I thought I was gonna get the last pick in the draft or something, man. That was a close one.
You don't have to worry about that.
He was working on it.
Yeah.
Dude, where are you? What service do you have? What the hell's wrong with your phone, dude?
I'm in Canada. I got Rogers, man. You know, I got like the best thing, man. I got like the best thing there is, man.
Dude, you know what? Our apologies from the whole staff here at Compete Forever.
Yeah.
Forgive us, for we know not what we do. We did not know that.
We didn't know that. So you're up
I know.
What part of Canada are you at? You near the 6? Where are you at, bro?
Yeah, the six, man. To tell you the truth, only like 2% of the people call it the six, man. I call it Toronto. You know, that's what I know. That Hollywood North, the T dot. You know, that's it.
The T
You know,
dot.
T
That's my
dot.
team.
yeah, the T
Okay.
dot, the
The
T
T
dot.
dot.
That's what it's always been, man. Only
Or-
these Drake followers call it the six. Like, what the hell is that? I don't do that. I don't do
Drake
that.
introduced us to Toronto and Canada as a whole.
Yes, sir.
Drake? Come on, man. Drake?
Yes.
You listen to Aubrey
Drizzy.
music? Oh, come on, man.
Yes, I
Hey,
do.
I got a tip. I got a tip from the ladies that Aubrey stinks. That's just
I'm
my
not doing
my
that.
TMZ little
no,
bit.
we
Yeah,
are
yeah,
not.
That's just
I'm
all I'm
not
saying.
doing that.
That's
I'm
just
not-
all I'm saying.
I'm
No.
not doing
Hey,
that.
Oh, no, I'm
let's
not
keep
We
it
would
mad.
like
Let's keep it
everybody
mad.
to know
Let's
that
keep it
My bad.
mad.
It's good
bad
intentions.
intentions.
It's good intentions, man. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm gonna have good intentions for now.
Hey, we like
Okay.
that. Let's stay on the good intention. So, area code
Yeah.
289. What is area code 289? Where's it from? Because the six isn't it like 416, right?
Yeah, they said it's the six, either 416 or there's six boroughs that make up Toronto. But yeah, it's just another area code in Toronto. It's
Got
for
it.
like cell phone providers. Yeah.
Sure. Now,
Yeah,
and,
right.
and I've understood. I've been to Toronto a handful of times. Been there a bunch of times. Don't the locals just call it Toronto? They don't pronounce the T. It's like Toronno, like Toronto. They don't pronounce the T. That's how the locals say Toronto. If there's
Yeah. That's how you can tell, because it's funny because I hear like the ESPN commentators like back in the NBA Finals, and they were saying it so perfectly like Toronto, but we say Toronto. You know,
I can
we slur the
guarantee
hell out
you
of it.
Larry
You know
Laptop
what I
says
mean?
Toronto.
Yeah. Even you know what the thing is? I think ESPN, because even a guy like some of these commentators like Dan Shulman and Mark Jones, who are from Toronto, they even say Toronto. Like, I know they're not that foreign. Like, they could say Toronto, not
like it.
the professional.
You have to
way.
talk
I'm
for
just saying.
TV.
Hey man, you got to
Yeah,
it's
I
called
guess.
hey, bad intentions. I always tell people it's called broadcasting, not narrowcasting. So you're casting.
Hey,
so you have to speak
we're
King's
gonna
English.
we're gonna change it. We're gonna make your new nickname the Prime Minister.
Oh.
Hey,
Bad
Yeah.
Trudeau. That's what we're gonna start calling you, Bad Trudeau.
bad intentions. I got a quick question. So you say
Yeah.
you're from Canada, Madden Baller from
Yeah.
Canada. I know back in the day we had a couple guys in the league that were, pretty much the best, two of the best Madden players in Canada. We had a guy named Joro, J. Rob, Jonathan Roberge. And then another guy, Primetime Surfer. Yes, and they were pretty good back. They're like 10 years ago. They used to play and stuff like that. I don't. Are you familiar with them or anything like that? Just curious.
Yeah. I still talk to Joro. He's into the
Hey.
poker scene now.
Okay.
Yeah. Joro is still in the poker
In
scene.
the poker.
And
Yes.
yeah.
He went to go get the real money.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, that real
He
one. He took his
he
Madden.
he used to
Something else.
hop in the party chat sometimes when we were laughing, and he's like, in Canadian accents, French Canadian accent. Anyone want to play poker? So, but yeah, tell Joe what's up, man. Tell him stop being scary. Get back in the league, man.
Well, what's the other guy that flew down here from Ottawa and played in our live event last year? What's his name? He's from Ottawa.
Father Lurk. Yeah, Father Lurk.
There you go.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We know them all. The thing is, the scene never really went away. It's just we just need like investors and sponsors like they have in the States to grow the scene up here. But everybody still sticks together. Like Rob Gambino, who used to be in the league as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did the Canadian challenge of the Canadian Championship of Madden a couple of years ago. Me and Rico and Brandon played with the Jets receiver. Brandon
Jacobs.
Marshall.
No,
Marshall.
Brandon Marshall.
Yes, Brandon Marshall. We were all up in Toronto, a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember that, man. It was good, man. I was so close to qualifying, but a lot of us, we still keep. There's still a scene up here. It's just for some reason people choose to invest elsewhere. Some reason.
Real quickly, go ahead, Coach.
I need you to check to see if Primetime still has that parrot, if he's still alive or something like that. So.
Goddamn.
Oh yeah. I got him on Facebook, man. He got married on the beach, and the parrot was on his shoulder.
Oh my!
Yeah, I saw a picture right there. So.
All right. Tell him to get back in the league. Tell him Coach Kingston, get your ass back in there.
Yeah, I'll try to gather troops as much as I can.
Well, isn't Edwin Encarnacion, the baseball player, when he hits a home run, he carries the parrot on his arm, right? Doesn't he? Yeah, it's
Oh
called
yeah,
walking.
yeah, yeah. He sticks
Yeah.
the Ed Wing. He calls that the Ed Wing.
Ed Wing.
Yeah, yeah. He's got
I
the
call it
Ed
parrot
part.
walking. Yeah.
Parrot walking.
He walks around the bases. He be Cadillacing around the bases, and he holds his damn arm out like this. Like, what are you doing, Ed
That's
Wing?
hilarious.
Real quickly, bad intentions are you're playing with my hometown Tennessee Titans, the mighty Titans.
Mhm.
How are you doing this season, man? And what do you need to do to improve?
Man, I started off really good. I felt really good at 6-2, and right now, I just like overall, I just need to keep getting better. Like they say, every time you pick up the sticks and you go in practice mode, just find a way to get better and learn something. So last year we were 3-13, and this year we're 7-5, not bad. I'm just trying to find ways to get better every single time I play Madden. That's it. That's all.
We've got one last question for you. We're going to ask this of
Mhm.
everyone that ever calls here that's in the Madden League, and Renee will always ask this final question. Renee
Bro,
Montgomery.
bro, where's your confidence? Where's
It's
it
all
at right now?
tweak. It's all tweak. It's the
all
ties it's gonna
tweak.
get, man. I can play you, Renee. I can play you 1-on-1 right now to a game 11, man.
I
I'm
like
telling you
that.
right now, man. I'm telling you, I can go 1-on-1 with Renee Montgomery right now, man.
I
We can play the 5.
like
Play to
that.
11. You might get skunked, Renee, so we'll play the 21. You know what I'm saying? I'll fly down right now, man. I'll hire you. You come down in the paint. Man. You better
Shots
watch out,
fired.
man. I'm throwing elbows. I'm throwing.
Pew, pew,
I'm
pew,
throwing-
pew, pew.
Woo! It's on
I
100,
like
man. It's on
that.
100. I'm ready.
I
I'm
like
ready.
that. Keep that same
All right,
energy,
bro.
bad intentions. I like that.
Yes, sir.
I'll even let the
sir.
Drizzy
Yeah.
Drake slide for that, okay?
Yeah. That was a no.
Bad intentions.
My
Stop
bad on
spreading
that.
rumors,
No.
dude. Don't be spreading rumors. Don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't do that.
No. Me and Aubrey are cool. My bad.
Drake is a,
My bad.
Drake
My
is
bad.
a fan of the show, okay?
DeGrasse.
Hey, bad intentions, man. We really appreciate you, brother. This has been a pleasure, man. Dude, I might have you call in like every other show.
Right. He has to have a Friday
Yeah,
segment or a
I
Thursday
got-
segment.
He the
Yeah, I
North.
got all the TMZ latest scoops on everybody. Next time I call in, I'm saying something about Tory Lanez. I got some dirt on him too, man. So just have me call in.
Hey, pay attention in the Discord. Tory Lanez was on the freaking boat trip. We talked about that with the New York Giants. Odell Beckham Jr., Roger Lewis, and my guys. Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture. Trey Songz was up in that picture. I saw that one. Yeah.
Hey, we ain't making this
telling you,
up.
man.
Yeah, we're talking about.
I saw the photo, okay?
Yes. Were you on the show then? I think that was the show before you came on.
The show before. I just have seen the photo before.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's his name? Did the salsa?
Victor
Cruz.
Cruz.
Carucci's
Mhm.
boyfriend.
Yeah. He said it was like the worst mistake of his life. Like he still has like nightmares about that stuff because they went on their boat trip before their playoff game. It's the last time the Giants made the playoffs. It was like 3-4 years ago.
Yikes.
Right.
3 years ago,
Yikes.
2017. So
Thanks,
bad intentions,
guys.
man. Have a good weekend, brother. You are always welcome on the show, man. Hey, man, tell the folks up in old Canada that they can call in. Right?
T-Dot.
Yeah,
Yo.
absolutely. Absolutely. Much love. Happy holidays to everybody down there, all my Compete Forever friends, everybody down in the States, all my family down in the States. Happy holidays, man. Happy holidays.
Bet.
real
Tell
quickly.
Drake I said what's good, and I hope you're not a Bieber basher either, okay? They are friends of the show.
Man.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Oh,
Bad
man.
intentions. Every time I get someone from Canada around, I always ask them this, especially when I'm there. There's a restaurant. It's packed. There's only one seat left. Who gets it? Drake or Celine Dion?
Oh man, no, you're like comparing an ant and an elephant, man.
I
Celine
knew that
Dion,
was
man.
gonna happen.
Dion, there's no question. That's like comparing an ant and an elephant,
So
man.
the Queen
You
gets
know,
it?
but I tell you what, even Drake
he's a
would know to get
gentleman.
up.
But that's because out of a level of respect, and you should. But I like how you guys are gentlemen. I'll take it.
Yeah. Now, basically, what most people in Canada will say, if it's in Toronto, Drake gets it. Anywhere else outside of Toronto, Celine Dion. So I think that's the
Okay.
politically correct answer. But bad intentions. We appreciate you playing along, brother. We're gonna give you your own segment. You keep this.
Hey, man.
All right, much love, man. Much love.
Call
I'm gonna push that
Either
red
North.
button now. I appreciate you guys.
All right, brother.
Much love, man. One love.
All right, well, good stuff.
I'm gonna press
he
that
was
red button right
great.
now.
And I had to think about it. That's what I liked about it. I said, ooh, I see what he did there. I like that.
All right.
Oh man, spreading rumors, man. You can't be doing that, man.
Yeah. We would like to say that Bad Intentions opinions are none of the shows. That is his own opinions.
He does not express the views of
We
Larry Ridley. We do not endorse that tweet. Retweets do not equal endorsement.
no. Drake is a friend of the show.
Oh man. Whew. Boy,
That new
boy,
series
boy.
banging though.
That was great.
That was
He was
very
great.
good. Man.
That's what you guys. It's not supposed to be a punishment to call into us. This
no.
is fun.
Like, as Larry say, the show's for you, damn it.
That is true. We ain't doing
We
this
don't
for
even
our health.
play.
Right. Coach K, we gotta get out of here. Do we got anything left for who was what's his name? Indefinite champ?
No,
Is he
sir.
there?
No, sir.
Okay, he's getting penalized. This is twice now.
I have one thing to say before we go, if you don't mind.
But
Yeah.
This shirt I have on right now, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's Atlanta Women in Sports. I want to send them a shout out for honoring me and my foundation as the 2020 inductee into the Atlanta Women in Sports. So I wanted to show them love on the show because they're showing women love.
nice. Renee Montgomery Foundation. I always hit them on LinkedIn. So that's my favorite foundation. I need to make a donation though, don't I?
Okay.
I'll send you a big cheesy chalupa. How about that?
I like that.
Yeah.
The foundation appreciates gorditas too.
No old cheesy soft tacos, right?
No, and now that I know, thank you, Bart Scott. I want the guac. Okay, get me some
the sour cream.
sour cream, some salsa, the hot salsa, not the mild. Hook it up.
All right, real quickly, Coach K, let's throw up those pictures again. Once again, a great announcement we made earlier. Black News Channel, guys, you can catch us, compete forever. We have a TV deal with those guys. They're going to be running all of our Madden events, NBA 2K events as well. First event will be the Albany Capitol Center Classic. That will be in 2 weeks, Saturday, June the 6th at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., and also Sunday, June the 7th at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. as well. So we want to thank Black News Channel. We've got this partnership. We've been working our asses off for this. It has come to fruition. And I want to thank the entire crew, Compete Forever, Kevin Mamuzet, the founder of Compete Forever, Ivan Curtis, Renee Montgomery, Ashley Lautis, Doran Worrell, Kick Punch Block, our guys with those guys, Stephen Chouth, and also I guess that'd be a Hot Rod, right? Yeah, I can't forget Hot
Yes,
Rod.
sir. Rodney Reed.
Rodney Reed. So definitely want to thank those guys, and we really appreciate that, man. It's been a blessing to finally get this deal done. So we're excited about it. So with that, that will be it. Any last questions before we get Renee out of here? 3 minutes late.
You can get that Black News Network or channel on Roku. They said Fire Stick. So Google it, look at them on social media to find a way in case you're wondering how do you watch it on Black News Channel.
And online and linear on cable, on TV, Spectrum, Comcast and Xfinity, and Dish Network. I'm going to call my folks at DirecTV and get them on my as well. But it's a linear channel. It's a real channel. But yeah, it's in 50 to 60 million homes. So it's definitely growing. It's CNN, MSNBC.
People don't have cable anymore, Larry laptop. That's why I was saying it for the non-cable folks.
Right.
Get the Fire Sticks, get the Rokus. Just because you don't have cable does not mean you can't watch it.
I'm a relic. I'm the only one that still watches TV.
No one. People have subscriptions now, so
you know
can still get it,
right? Like the money's in TV, right? I mean, it's great all this new streaming stuff, but the money's on Big Boy TV.
Listen, I want to be on Big Boy TV.
Okay.
Let's be clear. I'm just telling the people like me that don't have cable, there's other ways to watch Big Boy TV.
You don't have cable? What do you have, like YouTube TV or something?
I have Hulu that has live channels, so it seems like I have cable because I have like ABC. Yeah. I have like 100 channels, but it's through Hulu. So
I'm a Fire Stick watcher too. Also, for everybody who's listening, the episode of the OG 2 Cents podcast with Larry Ridley drops tonight at 10:30 p.m. Okay. You can find it on Anchor, Podbean, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and the YouTube portion should be out either tonight or tomorrow.
Got it. I will definitely.
I like that.
Guys, it's been a great show. Have a great rest of your holiday weekend. For Kevin Mamuzet, the founder of Compete Forever, Ivan Curtis, NBA 2K League, Brooklyn Nets gaming crew, head coach and GM, and Renee Montgomery, guys. You know what time it is. Get ready now. Come on now.
Two times
in this joint. I'm Larry Ridley, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday. I've got to go out of town, but we'll be back Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great weekend, and that'll do it here from the tri-state area. See you Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on esportsXTRA.